Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, I ask that you just subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any episodes that are coming in the future. At the American expedition in Moscow in 1959, Richard Nixon and then Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev were having a heated discussion about the pros and cons of capitalism versus communism. Noticing that the conversation was getting a little bit heated, Donald Kendall, who at the time was the head of the international division of Pepsi Company, decided to take a gamble of a lifetime, offer the president and the then Soviet leader an ice-cold Pepsi to show him what capitalism can produce. Now, Khrushchev absolutely fell in love with the taste of Pepsi and immediately urged his comrades to come over and have a taste of this delicious fizzy beverage. Interestingly, many people higher on the food chain, no pun intended, were not fond of the idea of Kendall being there in the first place. Many thought it was risky business having a beverage company to an American expedition in the USSR. Eventually, Nixon agreed to allow him to come, and this risk became a massive reward. According to records, this was the first time that there was an agreement between American capitalist company and the Soviet Union. Then the problem became, how would the Soviet Union pay for the Pepsi product? The Soviet ruble was completely worthless outside of its borders. So from 1959 to around the 1980s, the Soviet Union would trade its state-owned vodka for the product that Pepsi was creating. Then, one fateful day, the American people made the choice to boycott Soviet products. This was due to the Soviets invading Afghanistan, and inevitably the sale of the Soviets' vodka fell so low that it was no longer worth Pepsi being a part of this deal. So at this point, Pepsi had to make a decision. Either they keep taking a loss on this deal they had made with the Soviets, or they strike up a new deal. So being desperate for the product, they ended up offering Pepsi an entire naval fleet in order to continue receiving this product. When all was said and done, Pepsi received a Soviet cruiser, a frigate, which is a vessel that's used to protect other warships, 17 submarines, and a few oil tankers. Even though a majority of the fleet wasn't what you would call war-ready, you can imagine that both the American government and the American people were not thrilled about the prospect of a beverage company owning the 6th largest naval fleet on the planet. It's said that when Kendall would address the American government, the Pentagon, and the American people, he would often remind them to remember that he had taken a large number of naval ships off of the hands of the Soviets. In the end, though there are many reasons for the downfall of the Soviet regime, some still argue that their love for Pepsi may have just been the straw that broke the camel's back. Finally, shortly after receiving this massive fleet, Pepsi sold all 20 ships to a Swedish scrap recycling company to recoup the cost of their delicious shipments. I hope you guys found this interesting. I thought it was super interesting when I was reading through it. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up, follow the channel, and I will be trying to upload as often as possible, hopefully at least once a week. I appreciate you guys being here. I love you. Bye.